Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A hail of bullets hitting the home of a 62-year-old woman, sending her to the hospital.
State Senator Pete Lucido tonight flatly denying that he made sexist comments to a reporter.
And the earth is crumbling beneath homes along Lake Huron in Lexington, and it's likely to get worse. Tonight, Congressman Paul Mitchell, along with Michigan Eagle, are in Lexington to talk about possible solutions.
The problem can be seen in this video that we first showed you back on Monday, showing the erosion that is putting so many homes in danger. At least one home now just 6 feet from the water. Mara McDonald in Lexington tonight. Mara, this combination of the high water and the high winds, lots of problems.
Lots of problems, Devin, and what is really putting people on edge up here is how fast that erosion is hitting. That damage that you see from that home, well, that happened in a matter of days, which is why you're going to see a lot of people showing up here at the Lexington Theater tonight to see what the options are. Water has eaten away the land which Gary Smith's home sits on in a matter of days.
We're trimming the trees off, and we're going to lay the branches across the breach of the neighbor's seawall, and then we're going to stack some concrete on top of it to in case any weather comes up in the next week or so.
He's making a makeshift seawall until a more permanent replacement can be erected.
This is just to protect the house and the cliff from future caving in. Right now, if it were to be undermined anymore, the cliff would continue to reduce and then go and take the corner of the house.
But it's not just homes. Take a look at this stretch of M25. The erosion is a utility pole hanging on by a thread. Tonight, Congressman Paul Mitchell and Eagle will be on hand at the Lexington Theater with next steps that can be taken to prevent further damage. Realizing that, at least in Smith's case, homeowners insurance does not cover erosion damage. Back here live, we're going to be heading into that meeting here shortly, but I'll tell you this, you talk to the people who have waterfront homes and they'll tell you their biggest fear is that it sure seems like the water always wins. We're live in Lexington tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
No doubt about it. You think you're going to control the beach or the area around your house.
Maybe not.
All right, more on that coming up at that meeting later on tonight. All right, Mara. And let's talk more about that weather that has been causing so many such problems.
Let's get over to Ben, and you're watching a system that's headed this way this weekend.
Yeah, that's the big one, guys. There's a little bit of something out there tonight. This is going to be a nuisance and may slow us down a little bit for the drive home, but right now it's all rain. We're anticipating in the north zone a little bit later this evening. Could be seeing some snow showers, but again, this moisture is going to be light comparatively from what we're expecting this weekend. So the weather story in the next 7, the first one is going to be tomorrow. Wind chills are going to dive. You'll want to see these numbers in the 4-zone forecast coming up. That's going to be really in the second half of tomorrow. Weekend, we'll call it snow, and rain. The snow is definitely going to be the bigger part of that. We're not looking at a lot of mix. How much of this is going to be a huge part of that forecast, and the real winter chill starts to show up next week. In fact, as early as Sunday, we'll get a taste of it. Don't forget to check out the Local Forecasters app if you want an early look at what's coming in the next 10 days. It's got everything you need free in your app store by searching WDIV. Guys?
Tonight, we're hearing from the state senator accused of making sexist comments to a reporter in Lansing. Allison Donahue from the Michigan Advance says State Senator Peter Lucido of Shelby Township made sexist comments to her in front of a group of Warren De La Salle high school students. Donahue quoted Lucido as saying, "You should hang around. You could have fun with these boys, or they could have a lot of fun with you." Lucido tells us he was misquoted.
I said, "We're going on the floor to have some fun. You're welcome to join us." This thing about what she interpreted sexually or otherwise, it's unfortunate. It really is truly unfortunate.
So the quote, you're saying the quote is not accurate?
It's not accurate, no.
And Lucido released a statement apologizing for, quote, the misunderstanding and offending Allison Donahue. The state Senate is investigating.
Outrage tonight over the uranium-contaminated site that partially collapsed into the Detroit River and the apparent lack of urgency to fix it.
This environmental mess capturing the attention of a U.S. Congresswoman who tells Local 4 she has dealt with this company before. So let's bring in Local 4 Defender Karen Drew. She's been talking with residents who live near this ever-growing sinkhole. Karen.
Yes, Kim and Devin. Those who I talk to who live in this southwest Detroit community say they've been forgotten. They say the city cares more about big business and not the residents.
The neighborhood is sparse. Many have moved away from the Delray community. For those who couldn't afford to move, they say they're stuck.
the streets that are in disrepair, the streets that aren't swept, and you think I've gotten any results? Very little.
Scott Brines has lived here for 17 years.
I think it's the constant problem of neglect. And this community in particular, because we are largely industrial and largely forgotten because there are very few people left here.
So I just want people to understand what it really means for people to live in the shadows of these industries.
U.S. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib is furious over how business is allowed to be done in her district.
And for people like Revere Copper as well as Detroit Bulk Storage, for them to circumvent and not follow the process, not to apply for permits, to be that irresponsible, we have to stand up and say enough is enough.
Earlier this week, the defenders exposed the fact Detroit Bulk was operating without a permit, storing gravel at the Revere Copper site without permission. The heavy load caused the dock to collapse and then spill contaminated soil into the river. Why was the soil contaminated? Well, this site back in the 40s was actually used in the race to build the world's first atomic bomb, which resulted in the soil being contaminated with a host of heavy metals, including uranium. For the Congresswoman, she says dealing with Detroit Bulk Storage is deja vu.
I've dealt with them in this past with the fugitive dust plan for the petroleum coke. Took us years, to just even for them to address the water runoffs. And you know what is more outrageous is that we're relying on information from Detroit Bulk and Revere Dock to give to Eagle, to the EPA.
Yesterday, EPA and Eagle officials were on site to prepare for site assessments later this month.
There seems to be this lack of urgency, though.
Scott Brines agrees. He loves his community, but hates to see what's happening to it.
It's business as usual for industry, and then the communities that sit amongst industry suffer.
You have to feel for those residents. Meantime, next step, work is expected later this month at the Detroit Bulk site, including underwater mapping of parts of the river bottom and local topography to assess the shoreline integrity. At the same time, crews will also survey the pond area on the land.
Yeah.
Lots more to do.
You had reported in the past that they installed a big tall barrier to help stop some of that erosion. Do we know whether or not that has helped at all?
You know, Kim, and people are wondering about that. They put that 5-foot skirt, I guess you could say, around there. Well, I can tell you they know they're going to install a 20-foot one on the 24th. And some of my sources are saying, you know what, heaven forbid some ice or something go in and hit that, we're in trouble again. So what they're doing right now is not enough. Again, we're depending on this company to come up with a remediation plan, the company that broke the rules.
Yeah, and we keep talking about the weather complicating this pool even more so, because who knows where that can go from, given the wind and the rain. All right, Karen. A 62-year-old Detroit woman finds herself trying to recover from injuries and from shock after a hail of bullets hits her home. She says she was lying down in bed when it began, seemingly out of nowhere. Sean Lay got a chance to talk with the victim and the folks in the neighborhood who never expected anything like this.
We're at the home on Marlowe on the city's west side. Come up on the porch with me and count the number of shots through the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. A woman in her 60s in bed. Inside, she is showered with shrapnel from those shots. Tonight we're speaking with her, also talking to neighbors. They're saying this is just outrageous.
The gunfire came to the bedroom, and that's when the pellets hit me. I fell to the floor.
That's the voice of the 62-year-old homeowner who spent the night in the hospital being treated for injuries after being showered with bullet fragments after multiple shots were fired into her home early Tuesday.
I was bleeding from my face, my chest, and my leg.
One of those fragments is lodged in her eye. We spoke to her on the phone as she was on her way to an eye specialist. Outside the home and 2 doors down on the sidewalk, you can see shell casings from what appears to be a high-caliber rifle. A young mom inside her home feeding her 2-month-old son at the time when those shots were fired.
It was so loud, the house damn near shook.
And this mom is angry. She says car break-ins on her quiet street are now happening here, and now this wild shooting. She thinks it's all related.
Because my son just turned 2 months old on the 9th, and I'm not about to lose my baby because y'all out here petty thieves.
But the 62-year-old who was injured says she has no idea why gunmen would target her.
We have no idea, none. Because, you know, we go to work, we come home, we don't bother nobody.
Now we're live tonight. I want to point your direction to the shell casings we found on the sidewalk 2 doors down from where this shooting occurred. Detroit police, along with the ATF, they have been very vocal of late, saying that they are gathering up all shell casings from every incident in the city of Detroit, putting the casings in a national database so they can trace them back to the gun to find the people using the gun. So we asked police today, why were those left out there? They said it was dark when the shooting occurred. They missed them. They went right back out and got them, collected them today to put back in that database. Devin, back to you.
Anything else from police on this then, Sean?
Yeah, that they're on it. They are investigating. They want to know, they want to get to the bottom of this. They don't know why this home and woman presumably was targeted. They want to find out. They want to put a stop to it.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Sean.
Scary. Yeah. Well, the concept of Second Amendment sanctuary sparking a debate in Macomb County tonight. Open carry advocates and opponents alike got a chance to speak at the Board of Commissioners meeting, and our Coco McAvoy was there. She joins us live with more. Coco, good evening.
Yes, good evening. And people were very passionate about their arguments on both sides. Now, some people believed that the resolution was necessary and other people said that it was unnecessary. Now, let's show you some video from the Board of Commissioners meeting this afternoon. As I mentioned, several people spoke during the public comment portion. The resolution was presented by Commissioner Phil Kraft. And Kraft explained that the resolution was more of a symbolic measure to state that the county commissioners support the Second Amendment. Local governments in several states across the country have recently been declaring similar resolutions. The details of the resolutions vary depending on the municipality, and the language in this specific resolution in Macomb County was unclear to some commissioners. Many saying the resolution did not appear to change anything legally and therefore didn't warrant any action. But it sparked a lot of debate.
Having a firearm does not make me a criminal. Passing further laws that restrict my ability to use my Second Amendment rights to protect myself, my family, and my community does nothing to stop criminals.
Passing this Second Amendment sanctuary would take away my confidence that I would be safe going to school, and it would take away my confidence that one of my classmates could get easier access to a gun or get easier access to enter the school with that gun.
Now, the commissioners discussed the issue and decided to table the resolution for now. We'll, of course, let you know if it's brought back up. Reporting live this evening, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
Thanks for
Back
staying
to
on
you.
top of it, Coco.